Pop this bad boy. Ah, ah, ah.
Hey guys! So I'm back again with the same shirt from last Storytime Sunday because I'm filming 2 videos in one day. What do you mean? And also, or you can think I'm dirty because I've been wearing this shirt for like a week now. But it's okay. So today's New Year's, and I thought, why not do a New Year's story time? Because that's what I do. I like do story times according to like what's going on in my life. So anyway, so this is 2014, by far the worst year of my life, and most life-changing, and like it just had like it really has to do a lot with who I am today, kind of. But right now I'm just gonna tell you about this New Year specifically. So it is December 30th, 2014, and I'm just like chilling. I'm just like at my house, you know, like my sister's home from New York. My mom's in the kitchen cooking. I'm like laying down watching some Netflix, you know, typical day in my life, you know. Do the same thing now, except that instead of Netflix I watch YouTube. But I'm just there, and then like I think I get up, my mom's like, oh, go to a grocery store and buy me like some tomatoes or whatever she wanted me to buy her. So I get up, I go to the grocery store, I buy whatever she wants me to buy, I get home, and then I give her whatever, I give her her money back, the change or whatever, and then I sit on the couch again and I start watching some Netflix. But when I sit down, I start feeling this pain in my stomach, and I'm just like, that coffee really did me bad. I wasn't really drinking that much coffee back then, so I think I had a coffee that day, and I was like, oh, that coffee like was bad in my stomach. And like even to this day, like if I drink coffee like on an empty stomach, kind of, it gives me like heartburn, and like it just like I can't really have too much of acidic food. And I'm like, Mom, my stomach hurts, and she's like, oh, you know, just like lay down, like drink some water. I don't know, just like chill, like wait for it to pass. So I'm like, okay, yeah, you know. And then the pain started getting worse and worse and worse, and then I'm just like, Mom, my stomach really hurts. And she's like, you want me to give you some like grenadine, like some like stomach medicine? And I'm like, nah, I'm good, like nah. So then I like start hurting even more, and I'm like, Mom, like at this point I'm like curled up in a ball, like I can't like move, like it's like it's not like I can't move, but like I can move, but like it's like I can't move because it hurts too much. I'm like curled up in a ball, and I'm like sweating, and I'm literally in tears, crying. Like I feel sick. I'm like, Mom, my stomach really hurts. I was like, can you take me to the hospital? Like it hurts so much. And she's like, take a nap. She's like, what are we gonna do at the hospital? Give you some like medicine for your stomach and then send you home? And I was like, hey, at least like I know I'm okay. Like I'm not dying. And she's like, you go take a nap, and then when you wake up, if you still feel bad, we'll take you to the hospital. So I'm like, I try to take a nap. So I'm on the couch trying to sleep, but then I can't sleep. So I'm like, I'm gonna go to my room and like lay down. So I think at this point I'm having like a fever, kind of like I feel like chills, but like I don't know if I have a fever full on, but like I'm pretty sure I had a fever. I go to my bed and I take a nap, and it's only like maybe like 20-minute max. And I wake up and I feel a little bit better, and I'm like, I'm about to go to my mom, like, okay, Mom, I feel better. You don't have to take me to the hospital. But then it comes back, and I'm like, oh shit. And I'm like, at this point I'm like on, like not on the couch, but like holding onto the couch, like you know, like bending over. And then she's like, you want me to take you to the hospital? And I was like, yeah. And right now I need to take a drink because, you know, everything is better with wine. Anyway, so we get to the hospital, and it's December 30th, so I don't think there's like that many people there. I sign in. I'm like, at this point I'm 17. So I was like still a minor, but I was about to turn 18. So it was like weird because I was like the oldest person in the like pediatric unit. And it was just so weird. The doctor comes to see me in the ER, and then he's like, okay, what's wrong with you? And I'm like, my stomach hurts. And then of course they ask, like, are you sexually active? You know, when was the last time you got your period? You know, all the like sexual questions. And then I was like, I answered all the questions. And then they start touching my stomach, you know, like poking it to see like, is it tender? You know, does it hurt? Like, where does it hurt? So I'm like, he pokes in this specific spot, which is like, I don't know if you can see my whole body, but it's like the lower right side. And I like scream. I'm like, it hurts. I mean, not literally like that. I'm like, it hurts, you know, like quietly. And he's like, there's a couple things it could be. We're gonna send you up for ultrasound. And at this point, I'm like, shit. Like, what if I'm pregnant? Like, it's funny because even if I haven't had sex, even if I'm a virgin, even if like I haven't even seen a guy in like a month, I still feel like I'm pregnant. Like no matter what, I think I'm pregnant. Like even if I haven't even like smelled a whiff of a like male cologne, I still think I'm pregnant. Like I could be like the Virgin Mary and be like I'm pregnant. That's it. I'm the second Virgin Mary. Like whatever. So I'm like freaking out, and the people from ultrasound come and they like take me to like radiology. And then they do the ultrasound, and then the tech that was doing the ultrasound for me, excuse me, the tech that was doing the ultrasound for me, she's like, oh, have they done a CAT scan on you? And I was like, no. And she's like, you know how like they can't technically tell you like the results of the scan or whatever because they're not doctors and they can't like technically like consult and stuff like that. But like you could tell by her face that something was up. Like you can tell that like she was like she like you can see her on the phone like trying to phone doctors and shit like that. She called the doctor and then like they wheel me back to the ER, and I'm just laying there and I'm just like super anxious, of course, because like they're talking but I don't know what's going on. I'm like, I'm dying, like that's it. Today's the last day of my life. I'm gonna die and not see 2015. That's like what I'm thinking. The nurse, and she comes in and she's like, okay, so we're gonna get you ready for surgery tomorrow. And I'm like, surgery? What? Huh? Did I hear you right? Surgery? And she's like, oh, like the doctor didn't tell you, you know, you got appendicitis and we need to take it out before it bursts, or like it could get complicated and things like that. And I'm just like, so like you guys just weren't going to tell me? Like, so the doctor comes in and he's like explaining that like they caught the appendicitis on time and that thank God I went to the hospital because otherwise it could have burst and I could have like really died. So then they call the surgeon and then they're like, okay, we have this 17-year-old female, appendicitis. It's like the first day because typically it bursts on the third day, and like I'm just like really in tune with my body, so like anything that's like a little bit off, I'm like, this is not right, I'm going to hospital. So then like usually people wait till like the last day and like it gets like really messy, but like this was the first like couple minutes I was like, my appendix, that's it, I'm dying, like let's go to hospital. So they phoned the doctor and the doctor is currently like doing another surgery and it's like nighttime at this point. So he's like, oh, I'm doing another surgery right now and like I don't want to do it like at midnight. I'm gonna be tired. Like I'm not gonna perform surgery on a girl at midnight, like after another surgery. He's like, I'll schedule her for the morning. So they admit me into hospital. I go to the pediatric unit and like I haven't ate since I had this coffee in the morning. So like I can't eat before surgery, so I can't eat after midnight, and at this time it was like 11. So the nurse comes up to me and she's like, okay, you can't eat anything. You can't even drink water. And I'm like thirsty and I'm like dying. And they're like, you can sip on some ice chips, which means like they're just like little tiny pieces of ice where you can like sip on and like just like refresh your tongue. So I'm there and she's like, try to get some sleep, like we'll prep you for surgery like at 7 a.m. or something like that. And I'm just like, how am I supposed to sleep thinking that I have this appendix that's like a ticking time bomb in my body and it's just gonna explode randomly, and how am I supposed to be able to get some nice like rest before my surgery? Like who sleeps in that like conditions? Like who can like, just be like, oh yeah, I'm gonna sleep and like possibly never waking up? Like no. So I'm just like the whole night I'm just like tossing and turning in bed, and like my mom's like staying with me in the hospital room because like she's not gonna leave me alone. Like what if this is the last time she sees her daughter? I'm so dramatic. She like hugs me and I kind of like fall asleep a little bit. Then in the morning the nurse comes and like wheels me to the surgery. You know how the anesthesiologist tells you like count down from 10, you're like 10, 9, 8, and you're like dead. So I wake up and I have like the tubes in me and I'm screaming like, I want my mom, I want my mom. Like I wake up screaming like, where's my mom, where's my mom? And the nurses are like, just calm down. And I'm like, no, I want my mom. So she comes in and like the first thing, I think one of the first things I asked her, like the first thought I have in mind is like, so how did surgery go? Like did he have to cut me open? Am I gonna have a terrible scar on my stomach? And it's crazy because like my parents had a party, like not a legit party, but like a party. Like they got lit in the hospital room. They brought like champagne, they brought like New Year's hats, like they were counting down and shit. Like I'm gonna insert some pictures of me. I was like way skinny back then too. I'm gonna insert pictures of me like half dead, like half asleep with like morphine like drips and stuff, like with a New Year's hat. But yeah, it's the time that I spent New Year's in the hospital because my appendix decided that New Year, new no appendix, or how would it be, like new year, new me with no appendix or whatever. But yeah, I hope you guys like this video. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, like it, share this video with your friends that maybe has spent a holiday in the hospital, because I've spent a lot of holidays like sick for some reason. And don't forget to subscribe down below, and it's gonna be at the end of the screen. Bye guys!